Okay, let's also get the trick list open. And let me mute some other things. Okay, muted there. Alright, awesome. I went live. Okay. And I'm not going to do as much advertising today. I don't know how long I'll be on. I had a late start because my baby went to bed later than usual today. And I was making a big thing of chili. So I had to wait for that to finish up. But I wanted to stream a little bit anyway, mostly because I haven't really practiced old tricks all week. I have been working on a couple of new tricks for YouTube, but yeah, so let's let some people know. Maybe not too many. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be misleading because I put in the title National Cheeseburger Day. I'm not really going to be doing anything cheeseburger related, but I suppose there are some sandwich card tricks. And if you consider a cheeseburger a sandwich, I guess. But let's see here. Hey, welcome in, Gibson Lens. How's it going? I'm currently just advertising. I'm probably not going to do too much advertising because I don't know how long I'll be on. I had a late start. But yeah. How are you? How are things? How's life? Oh yeah, I followed you on Twitter. I think I saw you followed me back. Thank you. I don't really do much on my Twitter. I don't know if anybody knows. I put mostly food pictures on my Twitter. Yes, you found me on Twitter. Yes, I found you on Twitter. It's okay. I'm also not really, well, I'm not bad at Twitter. I just am unenthusiastic about Twitter. So no offense to Twitter, although there's been all of that huge controversy about whether Elon Musk is actually going to buy Twitter or not. And then there's the whole legal, hey, I put in a bid to buy Twitter. And then Twitter was like, yes. And then he's like, whoa, 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 I'm trying to get out of it now. Hey, welcome in, Sydney from Sydney. Let's see if we can get a shout out for Sydney from Sydney. So I joined Sydney from Sydney the other day for the first time on stream because I raided in with somebody, and I was like, "That's cool." So haven't really hung out too much quite yet, but musician. So if anybody wants, anyway, Sydney, I don't know if you know. Hello, welcome. I'm known as Crazy Asian on Twitch with three N's, and I am a sleight of hand card magician. So, and if anybody wants to, and if anybody else is lurking besides Sydney, if you want to check out my claim to fame in the magic streaming Twitch, I've actually co-opted a StreamerSonglist to be able to allow people to request tricks. Hey, welcome in, Panda Volta. How's it going? And if you don't know what you want to request, but you want to request something for magic, you can type in exclamation point random, and that'll randomly add one of my tricks into the queue here. That, and I am almost done advertising. I just have to send the link 2 more times, and then I can focus on doing stream. I should really, so I haven't had time to do too much, but I want to improve the stream a little bit. At least get like maybe some music, some going so that I don't have like complete silence most of the time. And then the other thing is I want to put a screen where it's like coming soon or stream starting soon because I'm basically doing that now, except I'm just blabbing. So, but anyway, welcome in everybody who's here. And then if anybody wants to see some magic, I will want to do some warm-up tricks, so go ahead and shoot them off, and then we'll get there in a second. Okay, going live. All right. And let's see, I was just talking about why I was late. Basically, baby went to sleep late, and then I was making chili, so I just finished making that. So yeah, if anybody likes food, I know a lot of people like food. So, all right, okay. Let's also, I also put in Happy National Cheeseburger Day into my title. I'm not going to be making any cheeseburgers on stream, but I was like, it's something to talk about. If anybody, I'm sorry if anybody is a vegetarian and doesn't like cheeseburgers, but I like cheeseburgers, so there we are. All right, Panda Volta, thank you kindly for the resub. I don't know what to do as far as like resub, so if you would like to sign another card, let me know. We can have you sign another card. My title still mentions Labor Day. What? How do I change this? Oh, wait, hold on. Did I not hit done? No, wait, did I not hit? What does it say now? And then the other thing I wanted to test was... No, I think it's my fault because I might have had to click done. That might have been it. My fault. My apologies. And then the other thing I wanted to check was, let me see, add my channel builds. So I still haven't figured out the heat extension, but if anybody knows anybody else that uses the heat extension, that would be great. I will have to eventually ask some people how to do that. So, all right, let's do a warm-up trick. I'm sure there's some people waiting just to see something. What do we have? We have birds of a feather. All right, so we're going to prep for that. And we'll go from there. So I went to the doctor the other day. I'm not in horrible health. I could probably use some more exercise. I think most people could. So, such is life. What are you going to do? I am an idiot. All right, let's see. Don't feel bad. I could use any amount of exercise. Yeah, I think most people in modern culture do. All right. Okay. All right. I remember messing this trick up before, so let's hope that I don't mess it up today. All right, first things first, we have the four kings. The four kings are going to be helping us with this trick. So we have the king of diamonds, the king of clubs, the king of hearts, and the king of spades. And I have already messed this up. What a great warm-up. Okay, hold on. We're going to be taking this from the top. Let me see if... Okay, good. That is that's working. Yeah, let me see here. It's good that at least I can recognize that I messed something up prior to revealing the secrets of magic. So let's see. Yeah, I'm also super exhausted as well. So baby has not been sleeping too well all through the week. I stayed up unreasonably late last night. I think a couple of you in chat probably know why. Um, hey, welcome in Alchemmutation Music. All right, let me rehearse this really quick before I do. Okay. All right. Perfect. I'm a-okay. Should be. Okay. First things first. Let's go back to the main magic screen. Here we are. Hi, everybody. All right. So, this is a trick called Birds of a Feather by Paul Gordon. He is a British or English magician, and he does a lot of card work. But anyway, so what we have here, the King of Diamonds, the King of Spades, the King of Hearts, and the King of Clubs. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say if I had a spectator here, they could go ahead and cut the deck. First, I would ask them to cut about 3/4 of the deck off. So let's say there. And then I would ask them to cut 2/3 of the deck off of this. And then for this last pile, I would ask them to cut half. And let's put that aside. Now, we have 4 kings, and we're going to be marking where all of those cuts were with a different king. And so what we're going to do is place a king on each one of these. And what we're going to end up doing is squaring everything up. And what we're going to do is pull out the horns. Now, I've pulled out the horns many times in the past. And so here are the magic horns. Here they are. Now, the tips of my index finger and my pinky finger are the horn tips that will allow the transfer of cards through my hand. You'll be able to see it. Hey, thanks for the horns. Excellent. And believe it or not, we're going to get one of those kings from that pile to jump down to this pile. And then we're going to go ahead and get a king to go from that pile to this pile, and once again from this pile to that pile. And then, of course, I could end the trick, and you all would just totally believe me, right? Because trust me, all the kings are here. But it's probably way more impressive if I show you that all 4 kings have magically hopped down here. But wait, wouldn't it be awesome if where you had cut, or this spectator, this magical spectator, had cut to some interesting values? Let's pretend we check this one. What if they all somehow matched in some way? And what if they all actually had the name of various people who have supported the stream? And so that is Birds of a Feather by Paul Gordon. Alright, cool. I only had to start over once at the beginning. I hate it when I have to start over like in the middle. At least if it's at the beginning, it's like, okay, I haven't like invested too much time into this. So anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, thank you for the shout out for Alchemmutation Music, Gibson. Let's see here. And let's see. Thank you for the claps, everybody. Thank you for the claps. Panda Volta, Gibson Lens, Alchemmutation Music. Yay, people are using my clap command. I was also trying to consider what I would make for my eventual sub raid. I have a few emotes, but I want to at least solidify all of my emotes before I make a command. Let's see. So anybody who is here and doesn't know, hi, my name is Nam. I am a sleight of hand magic enthusiast. I've co-opted a StreamerSonglist to allow people to request tricks. If you want to see some magic, just hit !random, and that'll randomly put a trick in there. If you just want to see the trick list and add one yourself, if you know what some tricks are, you can do !TL to look at the trick list. And then I made this mistake before. Yeah, T. TL brings up the list, and then TR to request a specific trick. Sorry, my fault. That is, yeah. I was actually thinking maybe I should just put the correct aliases back so that it's more accessible to everybody who's used to using StreamerSonglist. That's probably a good idea. So somebody remind me later if I don't do that. That's number one. Number two, if you do know me and you know how much I care about the definitions of things, I was having a discussion earlier today about the state of my baby, and I've been calling her a baby. But somebody was like, wait, you don't call a 14-month-old a baby. And so we proceeded into a deep discussion about what these words mean. So the words under the discussion were infant, baby, and toddler. And some people think that there is an age range for each one of these. But looking at the definitions of the words, the definition of a toddler is very clear, where it is a young child that is starting or learning how to walk for the first time. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess my child is effectively a toddler. But baby is a little bit more ambiguous because it doesn't imply that you can't be both a baby and a toddler at the same time. And infant is very strict. So for infant, it's like within a few months of being like a newborn or being born, that's basically what an infant is. So after a few months of being an infant, you're no longer an infant. So baby is like a young child, and I'm like, or like a very young child, and I'm like, okay, I guess we could argue that a toddler is also a baby. But anyway, Panda, you have requested the invisible palm. All right, so there is Alchemutation Music says, oh, well, you have to accurately label them from an early age. I mean, I don't have to, but I just like to. Oh, Gibson Lens, thank you for adding SR and SL. Great. Okay, cool. So now it's just at least a little bit more accessible to people who are just used to StreamerSonglist. So thank you kindly. Appreciate it. Okay. So first things first. For Invisible Palm, let's perform this trick. So Panda Volta, we're going to need 4 cards. Now, I don't know if you've seen this before, but there is actually something that we magicians will do to try and hide moving a card from one place to another. You may have heard of it, and I hope I'm not, giving away too many magical secrets, but there is something called palming. I hope that's not a spoiler, because the name of the trick is called the invisible palm. So anyway, if we actually palm a card, at certain angles you won't be able to see it. But at certain exposed angles you will be able to see it. But that is not how this trick works. This trick works because this is called the invisible palm. And so you can't see or, if you were actually here, you could feel the magic, but you wouldn't actually be able to touch it. But you'll be able to see it when I want you to see it, because there it is. Okay. Here's the thing. If you believe that magicians shouldn't do the same trick twice, I'm going to break that rule, because look, if I go ahead and I palm this card for real, you'll be able to see it if I expose. But if I palm this card but invisibly, you actually won't be able to see it. And you won't be able to see it until I want you to see it, which is when I put it down on the table, like so. Let's see, we have one card left. This is the 8 of clubs. Remember 8 of clubs. So we'll go ahead and leave the 8 of clubs here. And we will have just a few other cards there. And what we're going to do is we're going to palm the 8 of clubs, but invisibly. So if I go ahead and I show you, here, look. And all I have to do is just place my hand over it and just palm it like every other card. You can see that you can't see this. Ha! You can see that you can't see this! Man, I'm really bad at English today. I'm Asian, that's my excuse, I'm sticking to it. If anybody can tell, English is my native language. But once I get it into my hand in the invisible palm, you won't be able to see it until I place it down on the table like this. And of course, we knew that these were the other cards, but we also knew that this was the 8 of clubs. And so there, my friends, is the invisible palm. Let's see. Panda says, I have no idea where that card came from, where that card was. Okay, lol. The scripting is perfect. Thank you, Alchemmutation Music. Very nice. Had you seen that one before, Craig? Thank you for the claps. Panda, Gibson Lens. You haven't? Okay, excellent. Cool. That's actually funny that you requested that one, Panda, because I was actually working on one, and I was thinking, maybe I won't show it. But now that we're doing it, there's one that's very similar that I'm working on that I would like to probably do now that I'm kind of in the mood to do it. So hopefully I don't mess this up, because it is kind of new, but it is very similar to that. So let's see here. All right, Craig, we're going to delay your trick for one trick because I'm going to do a variation of this invisible palm. So, but hopefully that is okay. I'll get to that one right after. So, okay. All right, here we go. So, this is going to require the use of these 4 aces. And what you may not know is that the invisible palm does require the use of a table, which was the last trick that you saw. But the one that you're going to watch right now is actually called invisible hands. And it does not require the use of a table. So we're going to be doing the invisible palm, but without palming. It'll just be in the hands. And so as you can see, we do have our 4 aces here. And what I want to do is just do something interesting, because if I hold out 3 cards here, 1 card here, and all I do is I give it a little bit of a shake, as you can see, one of them jumps from one hand to the other. I know, super strange, right? And what we have is now, once again, we're going to have 2 cards and 2 cards. And what we're going to do is shake and make one of the cards jump from over here, hop over here. I know, super, super interesting. Now, what we need to do for one of these aces is we can just, show you that there's just something strange, because you might have seen something. You might have seen something super weird about this packet of cards, right? And that weird thing that you might have seen is that if I just release the magic curtain, you will not be able to see the aces anymore, because actually all of these are actually queens. And that, my good friends, is invisible hands. Craig says, "What?" And thank you for the emotes and claps, Panda. And thank you for the claps, Gibson Lens. Thank you very much. So yeah, that one's kind of new. Like I'd done it before, but I hadn't refined it. I refined it in the past week. It's actually going to be. I'm going to record it for YouTube later, but I haven't done that yet. So you're still kind of seeing stuff that I'm working on at the moment. So kind of fresh off the assembly line, if you will. All right. Hey, welcome in, Diamond Club. Thank you for the damn. Thank you kindly. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well tonight. How's everybody's weekend? Hopefully it went well. So I normally can't have too much alcohol because I have this medical condition that builds up uric acid in my blood and then causes extreme pain in my joints. It's called gout. You may have heard of other people having it, but I decided to have some alcohol last night for a special occasion. Some people who are watching this other streamer stream may also know he too was having wine. Okay, so yes, actually, if we want to give out a shout out to Rob Kovacs, we can do that. So Rob Kovacs just celebrated his it's been a little bit, but 2-year streamiversary, 4K followers, and then he hit a bunch of September goals that he didn't realize that his community would hit so quickly, I guess. And so he did a tux stream last night. Like he streamed in a tuxedo, and I don't want to spoil anything, but he does a headstand eventually during his stream. All right, so next up we have Overture as requested by Craig, aka Alchemmutation Music. Okay, so I could do this with a regular borrowed deck of cards. Pretty much most of these I could, but we have the black fours and the red queens. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn the red queens face down. I'm going to place the black fours in between the two red queens. So as you can see, this is the situation that we're in at the moment. And if I'm going to go ahead and do a reverse count of the pack, you'll see that the black fours will still remain in the middle and face up, while the two red queens on the outside are face down. But let me do something interesting. So if I do a reverse count here, but then prior to me doing another spread, if I just go ahead and I give this a shake, it's a magical shake, and believe it or not, would you now believe that the red queens are in the center and face up, and the black fours are face down on the outside? Because if you don't, you should probably pay attention, because look, as you can see, the red queens are now face up in the center, and the black fours are face down on the outside. And that is the quick trick known as Overture. Hey, welcome in, Nala Tanuki. You know, there's been a lot of damn all of a sudden people pop in and see these tricks. Spooking us, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the emotes and the claps, and oh yeah, let me read the damn. Yeah, welcome in, Nala Tanuki. If we can get a shout out for Nala Tanuki, relatively new streamer, actually not that much newer than me, But Nala plays piano, does arts and crafts, and I think Nala, you've done a cooking one. I didn't catch any of the cooking ones if you did. But anyway, the trick queue is empty. If anybody would like to go ahead and request something, feel free. Otherwise, I may just blabber about word definitions or cooking or something. Yeah, I was wholly unprepared today to stream. I was like, oh, I really wanted to do something um, like update something on my stream, but it's been kind of a busy week. So, oh, okay, we have a request. I'm gonna prep for that one. But let's see. Yes, I did some painting and one cooking stream. Ah, okay, excellent. Sorry, I missed that one, but I am a. If anybody didn't know, I am an experimental cook, and I like to tinker in the kitchen, and so I love cooking as well. Today, I was actually doing a ton of cooking for basically the week, but I made rice, I made chili, I made a beef mix with Indian spices, and I only ate two of the three because the rest is just for eating for the rest of the week. But I've done weird things as well because I sometimes see things on the internet. I'm like, I could make that. So one of the weirder things that I did, this was years ago though. I'll have to dig up some photos, but you know how like spaghetti and meatballs is a very common dish to have. Well, what if you had spaghetti in meatball? And so it's basically like the spaghetti noodles is wrapped up inside of the meatball and then covered in sauce. And so when you cut it open, the spaghetti guts falls out. And that was super fun. Panda says, I always enjoy seeing your cooking photos, Nam. Oh, yeah. Well, I am glad that you enjoy seeing them because I am having a great time, sharing photos of it. It's kind of like my other thing. It's that consumes a lot of my time, but it's like I have to do it for my family, but it's like other people can enjoy them too. But anyway. Let's see. I missed the mango pudding. I'll do dumplings too. Okay. I like dumplings. Ooh, that sounds good. Oh, I'd eat that. Lol. Crazy Asian. All right. So where was I? I'm preparing for this Michael elevator trick. Okay. The problem with having a ton of signed cards is that it is very difficult sometimes to find cards if I need them to be a little nondescript. Okay, all right, here we go. Okay, we have a trick called Michael Elevator. And let's hope I remember how to perform this. So here we have 3 black spot cards. They don't mean anything, they're just black spot cards. But the ones you should know about are the kings. So the kings here, we have King of Spades, King of Hearts, King of Clubs, King of Diamonds. Now, the thing with the kings is that they are all living in a zombie apocalypse. Oh yeah, let me try and get as epic as possible. So they are all living in a zombie apocalypse. And each one of these kings is trapped in their own apartment building. Let's pretend these are all of the apartment buildings. And we have, and these aren't just black spot cards. These are actually zombies. So these are hordes of zombies. So each one of these is a horde of zombies. So, and let's pretend the horde of zombies goes to descend upon the first apartment building, like so. Well, our first king is really good at getting out of trouble. And so, if we go ahead and show you that king has hopped up to the top of the apartment building and has stabilized the situation. So King of Spades not going to get covered by any zombies. Okay, second apartment building. Here, second king. The zombies will descend upon the second apartment building. And look, that king, very resourceful as well. And if I show you that that king can also get on top of the situation, King of Diamonds, very, very resourceful king, was able to survive all of those zombies descending upon his apartment building. I know. Super strange, right? Now, what if these zombies aren't like the crazy zombies that are like rabid and like running at you, but they kind of try and get a little bit smart with you, right? What if they try and surround the apartment building? Right? Right? I know those would be scary zombies. If I was going to deal with zombies, I would rather have like the rabid running ones because hopefully you could outsmart them. But like if they are thinking too, that is a problem. Um, okay, and then of course that particular king is also a survivor and can make it and escape as well. And now the final apartment building, all of the zombies. I mean, their strategy didn't work, so there's like, screw it, we're just gonna jump on top. And what this particular king ends up doing is he does run, but if I show you, he has a secret skill. His secret skill, the King of Hearts, is actually a helicopter pilot. And this helicopter pilot, if you can see, he's actually going to fly over all of the other kings and pick all of them up from their apartment buildings, leaving all of the zombies here in the dust. And that, my good friends, is how these four kings survived the zombie apocalypse. All right. Thank you for the claps, Panda Volta. And let's see, we had some comments. Smart zombies! Ah! And then, let's see, Nala Tanuki says, how the what? And Panda has the OMG emote. OMG. Anyway, thank you for the claps, Panda Volta, Nala Tanuki, Gibson Lens. Thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed that. So the original trick obviously does not talk about apartment buildings, zombies, or anything like that. But the trick is called Michael Elevator, and it's considered an elevator trick. So each one of those, normally it's like, oh, hey, look, the king jumps up to the top, ta-da! And I was like, well, I think it'd be cooler if we had a fun story. So that's my fun story. I did do that last year for Halloween during a performance of this trick, and it went over very well. So I'm like, I'm just gonna keep it because it's awesome. I like the zombie version. Yes, yes, me too. Thanks, Panda Volta. Let's see. Trick queue is empty. Feel free to request something, anybody. And if you don't know what to request, but you would like to request something, you can do !! random. Also, if you haven't been here for a stream or two, I've added a couple of new tricks, and then I've also added a bunch of new redeems if you haven't seen those as well. So they're mostly just tricks that, the redeems are mostly like, if I can do a trick with a different deck of cards, these are the different decks of cards that I can use. And then we have a let's see, Panda Volta. How do you remember so many tricks? It's so impressive. Panda, I'm so happy that you of all people asked me this question because, full disclosure, I have a magic spreadsheet. So the magic spreadsheet has basically everything, and one of the things that I tried to do with it is and it says, I love that answer. Checking the gaff meter. Welcome in. Lol. Nala Tanuki, thank you for the lols. Yeah, good evening. Good evening to you too, checking the gaff meter. Welcome in. So in my spreadsheet, I have anything that's super important for the trick, like the trick, kind of what type of family the trick is in. So like this last one, the Michael elevator is an elevator type trick. So elevator type tricks are where like you see cards moving to the top and the bottom of the deck or a packet or something. But then I have like the link on where I learned it if there's like a YouTube tutorial, or most of them were like performances, because for the last year I've basically just been reverse engineering tricks because at this point I'm like, I know how the trick is done. I don't need to pay for it, and I don't feel obligated necessarily to, because I'm not giving away the secrets. I'm not teaching it and giving that away. I'm just performing a performance of it. So also, there's a lot less legalities around performing other people's magic tricks. It's very difficult to get rights to a particular magic trick. So anyway, I'm pulling out some cards for the next request, the Devil's Elevator. But in the interim, let's see. Panda asks, how often do you come across a trick that you can't figure out to reverse engineer? Currently, it depends, because I can recognize instantly whether I I know everything and I can reverse engineer it, or I don't know everything and I can't do it, or I can't do it because I need very specific. So like, you know how some of my tricks have blank cards. So like there's other cards that are printed that may be special cards that if I know I don't have, I can't do that trick. So I can at least determine whether I can reverse engineer it or I can't. But how often? It's kind of hard because most of my research is just watching magic trick card tricks on YouTube, and a lot of the, I guess, less difficult tricks I pretty much know, and I figured it out. It's Those aren't too difficult, but there are tricks that exist that are like, I don't know how that works, or oh man, I know how 90% of this trick works except for this little part. And sometimes it's like the setup, the beginning of the trick. And the beginning of the trick is sometimes super important because it's like, I know everything that's used, but I don't know how to get there. And like, even if so I've put in a lot of work reverse engineering a bunch. A lot of people will say that in books there are a lot of great magic tricks, and the as you will, the notation to denote like a trick is very poor. So, because it's like, read this paragraph of prose, and this is how you set up for the trick. And I'm like, ugh. So I've actually developed my own like symbology system to put in my spreadsheet, because it's like now I can just glance at this thing, which is like 50 characters long, and it's like I now know how to set up for the trick. So that helps a lot. Let's see here. Nala asks, when did you start learning to do tricks? I started learning how to do sleight of hand magic in 2019, so it's only been 3 years. I guess almost 4 years because it's almost 2023, but let's say 3.5 years. So not too long, but I think I've accomplished a fair amount during that time. I'm pretty proud of how far I've gotten in this time. So, all right, let's see. Okay, we now have 8 cards. We have uh, 4 black spot cards. I'll explain why they're the 6s and 9s in a second. And we have the 2, 3, 4, and 5 of diamonds. Now, this is called the Devil's Elevator. And besides the obvious internet meme joke of why I'm using 6s and 9s, at certain angles, you might see 3 of these digits together, and it might look like 666. And so that's why I'm using those. But anyway, the reason why I'm using the 2, 3, 4, and 5, you'll be able to see in a minute why I'm doing that. So we're going to go ahead and leave the 4 6s and 9s over here for a second. And then what I would like to do is I'm going to place these other cards over here. So let's place the 5 here, and then we're going to place the 4 over here, and then we're going to place the 3 over here, and then we're going to place the 2 just on top of this packet. So the reason why it's called the Devil's Elevator is because each one of these cards in my hand right now represent a level of hell. And this is the first level, the second level, third, fourth, and fifth. And follow me here. So if I take the 2 and I place it in the second level of hell, it's way harder to escape from the second level of hell than from the first level because it's near the surface, so you can conceptually just walk right out. Sorry, waltz right out. Yeah, let me put some flavor in there. So if we go ahead and close this up, right? So now, if I use the elevator buttons, so if you see on the back of these cards, there's 2 elevator buttons, and from your perspective, this is the up and that's the down. And so if you know how to operate the elevator, you go ahead and press the correct elevator button. And if you guys have seen me perform this trick before, you've got to say ding, because otherwise the elevator is out of service. But with that up press and the ding, the 2 has actually come up to the top. I know, super weird, right? So look, well, let me grab the 3 and place in the third level of hell, like so. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. All right, now the 3 of diamonds also wants to get out, finds the elevator, and has seen me perform this trick before. So the 3 walks up and says, oh, I've just got to get in, press the up button, ding, and the 3 has come up to the top as well. Now at this point, some people suspect, whoa, 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 did you have some of those cards in there? And it's, no. See, these are the same 4 red or black spot cards. I was about to say red spot cards because I normally have it flipped, but I'm like, I need to use some of these other cards. But now we're going to go ahead and place the 4 in the 4th level of hell, like so. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Close that up. The 4 finds their way to the elevator, goes ahead and presses the up, and even though the ding was delayed, ding, the 4 has actually made it up to the top. And some people believe that there might be more than 4 cards here in my hand, but no, there's the same 4 cards. It's just same 4 cards that are there. But look, if I go ahead and I place the 5 on the 5th level of hell, clearly on the bottom, and just close that up, they find the elevator button, and they're like, okay, I have seen Crazy Agent's performance. I know what to do. Ding, and up comes the elevator so that the 5 of diamonds can escape the 4 levels of hell. And that, my good friends, is a tutorial on how to get out of the levels of hell if you find the devil's service elevator. Alright, hey, welcome in, Chaotic Rage. Thank you for the claps, Chaotic Rage, Nala Tanuki, Panda Volta, Gibson Lens. Thank you very much. Let's see, we've got a that's pretty good and wow. Thank you very much. Totally appreciate it. Chaotic Rage has redeemed tarot cards. Alright, Chaotic Rage. Not every trick can be done with tarot cards, but let's see if the next trick we can do it. If not, we will also do that. You could also call it, Panda Volta says, you can also call it a Hellevator. Yes, I could. Currently I don't, but that could be a good one. I also like K-pop, and so there's also a song called Hellevator. I could work that in somehow. I think that's workable. All right. Let's see. Chaotic Rage. Would you like to request something, or do you want to type an exclamation point random? Let me prep some tarot cards and see what we can do. All right. So these actually, random, aria. Okay, I think we can do that with tarot cards. Now, actually, I had one question. Do you want the extremely jumbo tarot cards, or do you want the steampunk tarot cards. Chaotic Rage. You let me know which one you want. And we'll do it with that one. Steampunk. Okay, alright, great. These are the ones I was starting to pull out, but I'm like, wait. Okay, so I do need this deck to be a little bit shorter. So what we're gonna do is strip these out for a second. Okay. And alright, first things first, let's introduce you to the Steampunk deck first. So here's what the Steampunk Tarot deck looks like on the back. So it looks like this. That's what all the cards look like on the back. Okay, and then on the front, we have 4 suits, actually. Well, you're not going to be able to see all of the images. But the important thing to note here is that there's suits similar to that of a regular deck of cards. So if I show you here, all of these images, these are all the suit of wands. Hey, welcome in, Sagabra. And so we have a bunch of cards there. So I'm going to be removing the ace of each. So this is the ace of wands. This is the ace of cups. And here we'll show you some other images if you would like to see while I'm searching out all the aces. This is the ace of swords. And then this is the ace of pentacles. And that is what we will need. Alright, so Chaotic Rage. I am happy that you had requested tarot cards and the Steampunk deck. This is actually going to be the very first shuffle that I've done with the deck. So I've taken out the cards to just handle a little bit, but I've not shuffled it yet. So this is actually the first legitimate shuffle of the Steampunk Tarot deck. Oh god, I hope I don't destroy them. They are much longer than a regular card, and they're a little bit narrower, if anybody wants to do the comparison. So yeah, it's quite a bit longer here. It's a little bit narrower. It's not too much narrower. It's very manageable on the widths. But okay, let's hope that I can do this. Okay, so just to make sure that these cards are kind of... Alright, remember these images, and I don't know if you want to take a screenshot or something, but all the images are unique in the tarot deck. You'll be able to tell when we read the bottom that they're the same cards, but yeah, every image is unique. So, alright. So, what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and take 3 cards each, and we're going to go ahead and turn all of these aces down, and we'll place 3 cards onto each pile. So, like so. Not gonna lie, this is a little bit weird with tarot cards. Okay, now what we will do with each one of these piles is I'm going to attempt to take the ace of suit, stick that in the pile of 3 cards, then stick that entire packet somewhere in the deck. So I'm going to stick this here in the middle somewhere. Okay. Same thing with this. We're going to go ahead and take the ace and place it somewhere in here. And we'll place this one maybe closer to the bottom. Then we're going to grab this one, and then we're going to take it, stick it in here. We'll place it, I don't know, maybe closer to the top. And then this final pile, what we're going to do is we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, and just blow on it. And all 4 aces have come back up to the top. Now if we take a look, remember the images. Here's the ace of swords, sword, ace of pentacles, ace of cups, ace of wands. If anybody would like to, if people were here, I could let them inspect the deck. There's actually no other aces in the deck. Steampunk deck looks pretty cool. This is actually the first time handling it. Super excited. So thank you for that, Redeem Chaotic Rage. Um, and yes, that is my handling and performance of Arya with the Steampunk Tarot deck. Thank you very much for the request. And then if anybody else wants to see, so a typical tarot deck has 78 cards. And so these are 50, I think, 54 cards here. No, 56 cards. Yeah, each one has an additional one, so that's 52 plus 4, so 56 cards. And then there's 20 or 21 other cards, which represent the typical things that you might see in another deck. So this is like the Fool. This one's the Magician, so this one's a good one to show off for this stream. Here, the High Priestess. Is that different from the Hierophant? It might be the Hierophant. And so if you're familiar with, oh no, this one's the Hierophant. There you go. So if you're familiar with things in tarot, or if you played things like Shin Megami Tensei games. All right, thank you for the claps. Nala Tanuki, Panda Volta, Gibson Lens, Chaotic Rage. And thank you for the star, Panda Volta. All right. We've finally broken in the Steampunk Tarot deck. That is great news. Okay, the trick queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. So I spoke with my best friend last week, and he and I are planning a trip to go to a magic convention in January. I think it's the largest one that is not in Vegas in North America. But it should be fun. I think we're going to be heading out. It's happening in January. So hopefully after that, I'll be able to bring back a ton of cool stuff to show everybody. So we'll see. But yeah, we talked about travel logistics because he lives on the West Coast. I live on the East Coast. And this convention is in Ohio. So. But anyway, what is everybody in the mood to see? Your best friend does tricks too? Yeah, my best friend and I are both, funny story, we're both into sleight of hand, well, we're both into magic. And I think we both got into the sleight of hand aspect. I'm way more into it than he is, but I think he started like a month or two before me, and then we had like a couple of solid years where we were both kind of like talking magic all the time, learning new tricks and everything. And then I think since, because we each had a kid, so he had a kid 5 months before I had a kid, and then he moved recently, and so it's tougher, I think. But also, I'm doing tricks like kind of on the regular, so between my YouTube and Twitch and doing magic, I've I've done a lot more, I think, with it. And he performs magic. He likes it, and I even met with him on the call to talk about this trip. But he loves talking about magic, even though he's not practicing like the tricks regularly. So, but yeah, Gibson Lynn says Ohio sounds like an excuse to visit Rob. Yeah, it's a little bit, I think, far away because from I'm going to be in Columbus, and I think Rob Kovacs is in Cleveland. So like that's, I don't know what I don't know what the difference between that is, but let's see here. Okay, I'll toss something in just to fill the time. Twisting the aces. Okay, all right. So I told myself next time I see something that is strictly twisting the aces, we were going to be not using the aces, mostly because if I keep on using the aces from the same deck, it's going to wear the aces out more than like all of the other cards. So I need to start using all of the other cards. So actually, I'm gonna roll a D. I'm gonna roll a D13. Oh, no, sorry, D12. If it happens to get uh, ace, that's basically king. No, is my bot not working? Did I turn it off? Does D20 work? Oh, D20 works. All right, we'll use 9. Twisting J's, lol. Okay. All right, so right now we're going to be twisting the 9s. So when I said the 9s, it totally conjured an image in my head. I don't know if anybody's seen this independent movie called The Nines, which stars Ryan Reynolds. We all know him from very famous movies now. But back then when he did The Nines, he was not as famous. But I don't remember the plot of the movie. It's been so long. But I remember liking it. So okay, maybe I didn't put the alias in for the D12. That's probably it. Roll D12. Huh. Cool. Anyway, so we're going to be using the 9s. So what we've got here are the 4 9s. And the thing with these 9s is that if we do something interesting with them, we are going to be turning them face up one at a time. But if we turn them face up like that, that's cheating because that's how normal people would turn up a card. And so we can't do it that way. I'm a sleight of hand magician. So we need to do it in a magical way. So look, if I just go ahead and I twist this packet like so, believe it or not, that's actually going to turn up the 9 of hearts. I know, super weird, right? Now I'm going to hold the pack and give it another twist. Believe it or not, that's going to turn the 9 of hearts face down, and I believe it will turn the 9 of clubs face up. I know, super weird, right? Interesting. But look, we're going to have to hit up all of them, so we've got 2 more to go. So if I hold the pack and give it another twist, you'll notice that the 9 of clubs turns itself face down, but then the 9 of diamonds actually turns itself face up. I know, super strange. Okay, last one. 9 of spades. I swear the spades is the most notorious. And normally with the aces, I would claim that the pip is gigantic and it goes to its head, super narcissistic. But look, if I go ahead and give 1 magical twist, there's actually no cards that are going to be turned face up. And even if I give 2 magical twists, some astute viewers will say, no, 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 that is 3 cumulative magical twists. Well, yeah, I know. Simple arithmetic. All right, but that's okay. All right, so what I'm going to need, chat, I'm going to go ahead and leave the pack of cards here. If you can send me magic through chat, so if you want to send magic, just type 1s in chat. Just type 1s and just send it. And hopefully that'll be enough magic to get the 9 of spades to turn face up. All right, let's see. We got some 1s from Chaotic Rage, from Panda Volta, from Gibson Lens, Nala Tanuki. All right, and a ton from Checking the Gaff Meter. All right, and so with all of that magic, it's probably enough to go ahead and turn up the 9 of spades. And that is twisting the 9s. Sorry, I misunderstood. No, that is perfect. Just because you have more mana to spare than everybody else doesn't mean you have to be sorry. It's okay. All right. Thank you for the hearts, Nala Tanuki. Thank you for the claps, Panda Volta. Thank you for the touchdown! Checking the gaff meter. Alright. Let's see. Queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. Otherwise, I might just blabber on about nothing. So, Let's see. School has begun, so I don't know anybody who has children. I have a kid that is in a daycare, and so that's kind of open like all year round. But pro tip for anybody who plans on having kids eventually, or has one but hasn't sent them to daycare or school yet, having a child going to daycare is literally like a direct pipeline of disease from the school into your home. So let's keep that in mind. And anybody who's a parent, you probably already know I am preaching to the choir. Um, so be warned. Let's see. I only have nephews, but can confirm. Ah, yes. Oh, Panda, I wanted to ask you, do you have a cat? Or, because I know you're not a dog person, but I was wondering if you have a cat. Nala Tanuki asks, did you get sick recently? Well, I mean, if recently being the last few months, yes. But I've been good for like the last week and a half or so, so I've been fine. But thanks for asking, Nala Tanuki. Panda says, I do have a cat. All right, cool. Excellent. Not that that's relevant for anything at the moment, but actually, I hope Rob Kovacs is not here, but I can tell everybody else. So I'm planning on putting together a trick for Rob. Shh, don't tell him. Okay. Let's see. Me too. I love cats. Nala Tanuki. I believe I know the name of your cat. It's Nala. So yes, I also have a cat. My cat's name is Penny. So. So yeah, I am a cat person. I don't think I have the patience or like I don't want to walk a dog every day. Basically, that's kind of like my reasoning. Admittedly, my wife is also not into loud sounds, so like a loud barking dog would be kind of terrible for that. Checking the gaff meter has requested something. Oh man, okay, awesome. All right, if anybody else requests anything between now and then, we'll bump yours above mine. But so we have a Mad Monty request. Saw my neighbor walking his. I saw my neighbor walking his dog at 4 a.m. today, which reminded me how much I love cats. Oh yeah, yes. Oh man. Oh wait, that would have been maybe before you go to sleep, right? Based on how long we were up last night. Okay, so I've got to prep Mad Monty. So there's two Daniel Madison tricks in my trick list. I have to remember which one this is. I'm not referring to the spreadsheet because I think. Okay, yeah. This is okay. All right, I know which one it is. Okay. And what we are going to do is we're going to grab. I don't know. See what number isn't used very often. Okay. Okay, we're going to do this, that. Okay. And then this. Okay, cool. And actually, okay, I've also wanted to do a poll. So actually, I'm going to set up a poll because I've never done it and I would like to. So hold on. Wait. Okay. All right. This is going to be exciting, guys. Which. Oh. Actually, I have a couple of questions maybe to some people who are. Oh, no. Wait. New poll. Okay. No. Never mind. I've got it. Okay. Okay. All right. I've prepped the poll. I'm going to uh, I'm going to proceed to do the trick, and then at the moment in which we do the trick, then we will start the poll. All right, cool, cool. All right, excellent. Okay. Yeah, just trying to find ways to make the stream more interesting and entertaining. Okay, all right, here we go. So this is Mad Monty for checking the gaff meter, and everybody will be able to play because I'm going to put up a poll. So, all right, here we go. First things first, we have, oh, this would be helpful if I did this. Okay, first things first, we have a couple of cards. We have 3 of spades, 3 of clubs. Now, if I place this on the top, the cards on top, that is the 3 of spades. Now, if I were to make 2 rotations where I flip over the packet, 1, 2, which one would you say is on the top? Normally, a lot of people would say, you guessed it, 3 of clubs. Right. But what if I were to do it an odd number of times? 1, 2, 3. So now the important question is, which one is on the top? The spades or the clubs? And I'm going to go ahead and start the poll now. So which suit is on top? Okay, let me know if the poll is going because I would like to know. Okay, I see the poll going, I think. Can you do that again? I mean, it's a pretty short trick, so I mean, I could do it again. If you want another interactive one, actually, request Dr. Daly's last trick, because I can do something similar with that one. Cool, the poll is going. Thanks, Gibson. So I guess in the interim, I don't know what I can do to fill time. If I was Rob Kovacs, I could do something like do 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 do, but I don't play piano, so come on down. So you can wait, but yeah. You could do a headstand. I mean, I could attempt to do a headstand, but I actually can't do a headstand. So I'll have to work on that. That's not amongst my my skill set. Thanks for the suggestion, though. I appreciate the sentiment. All right. I don't know if the poll is going. Okay, maybe next time I'll do it for 1 minute. Can I do 90 seconds? Is that a thing? Or do I have to do it in increments of a minute? I think I have to do it in increments of a minute, right? Okay, so we got spades is 1. We got 2 clubs so far. Okay, and no way something else. It's almost done. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know if I have enough people for doing wagers for predictions yet, but one day I would love to do predictions. Okay, so we've got clubs and no way something else. Okay, so now we've got 2 cards. So the question is, which suit is on top? So there are 2 cards here. You had seen a club and a spade. And now I'm going to go ahead and just show you which card's on the bottom. On the bottom, you'll see something like this. That is not a club or a spade. That happens to be a heart. That's bizarre. And there's only 2 cards. So the card on top, what's this? It's actually a diamond. So anybody who had guessed, no way, something else, you are correct. And that, my good friends, is Interactive Mad Monty. All right. Let's see. If I had more room when streaming, I could do a headstand. Yeah, also my setup is here, and there's literally a wall here and 2 chairs right here. And so I don't really have the space in this particular corner. I'd have to do it elsewhere, and then I'd have to turn my setup, and there's like 50 bajillion wires over here that I don't really want to mess up during stream. But anyway, so... But that is cool, yeah. Let's say that my body is not fit enough for a headstand. I know, shame, shame. Nala Tanuki, yay! Panda Volta, lol, what? Thank you for the claps. Panda Volta, Nala Tanuki, Gibson Lens. Thank you very much. Thank you for the request checking the gaff meter. Hopefully that was fun. Well done. Thank you. Thank you kindly. All right. Okay, let's see. This next trick, I believe I added. If anybody wants to add something to the list, feel free. This was my random one, but I'm going to prep for a performance of this one. I haven't done this in a bit, but Nala Tanuki asks, question though, where are the club and spade? Where did they go? Well, that is the question. I mean, are you sure they went anywhere, or did I just make you believe that you saw them and then they were actually the heart and the diamond the whole time? I know, right? Who knows? Anyway, I have them here. I am not supposed to. Oh, okay. Oh, great. Excellent. I was wondering where they went. So, if you could just send those back through the internet pipes at your earliest convenience. No rush. But Panda's thinking. Nala Tanuki. Mind games. And checking the gaff meter says, you bet. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Let's see here. Yeah, where did they go? I do want to let everybody know, though, as a general reminder, if you've been on my stream before, you know this at this point. But I did not sign any deals with the devil. I don't have any black magic. Just know that this is all sleight of hand magic. So, okay. All right. I will need. Actually, hey, either Gibson Lens or Panda Volta. I'm going to need one of you to be a spectator for this particular trick. And I will need you to make a choice of some cards. So when it comes to the point, either one of you can be the person who interacts, but it is up to you. All right. Okay. First things first. We're going to be performing Play It Straight Triumph. Here, we have a deck. This is not your typical deck of cards. This is actually a deck of cards that has a bunch of letters on it. So each card has a letter from the English alphabet. And since there is 52 cards in the deck, 54 with the jokers, we have basically two of every letter. There's some that are more like the E's. I think there's 3 E's, and some that are less. I think it's like 1 Q and things like that. But by and large, it's basically 2. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to need a selection, and I'll just go ahead and just riffle through the cards and just stop somewhere like here. And then what we're going to need is a card selected. Hopefully this is super fair. All right. Okay, Panda, if you are going to be the spectator, go ahead and make a selection 1 through 9. So choose one of these cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 6th. Okay, cool. I was going to label them, but you are on top of it. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 6th. Would you like to change your mind? Nope, 6th it is. Okay, this is the selection. All right, cool, excellent. So that's the selection. Now we're going to go ahead and break this up into this packet into about 4 different piles. They don't have to be like perfect. They can just be roughly 4 different piles. Okay. And what we are going to do is we will go ahead and turn these 2 piles face up. And then we're going to do something that is utterly horrible. We are going to go ahead and shuffle in face up into face down cards. I know, super, super painful, even for me. And I'm used to this by now. And then we're going to go ahead and rinse and repeat. And then we're going to rinse and repeat. I know. It hurts. Okay, it is done. So as you can see, here's some face up cards. There's some face down cards. Face up, face down cards. So yeah. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is find. Okay, I just realized maybe I messed this up. Maybe I messed this up because I was gonna find your card, but your card's right here. So, aha! I found your card. Look, we're done. Okay, look. Okay, I should be a comedian. No, I don't think comedians pay that much better or worse than magicians. But anyway, what we will do is actually do something different. Because I'm a magician and not a comedian, I think we can recover from this. Let me go ahead and talk to the deck. Hey, deck. If you think I'm falsely gibbering to my deck, that is true. I'm just making random whispering noises. Okay. So, I think the deck and I have come to an understanding. So actually, the deck at this point is going to take over the rest of the trick. I don't know what to do. I can't. So deck. All right. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna fan you. Okay. All right. Here we go. And then what? Okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, cool. Okay, fan the other way. All right, cool. All right, we have some cards that are face up, but actually there's a lot fewer cards than I thought. But let's start pulling them out to see if there's anything special. Let me go ahead and pull that one out. And then this one. And then Rob. Huh. I hope it's not telling me to, like, commit a crime, because this could be very dangerous. Let me see here. Here's another O. And then a V. Oh, I see what's going on. The deck is probably going to have you guess what this letter is. Perhaps. I don't know if this is being very clear. Maybe rob a champagne supernova? I don't know. Could that be a thing? And then this one. Okay. So actually, yeah, does anybody have any guesses as to what letter this is? And if anybody wants to see the rest of the deck, I guess it's not very clear for you to see the cards here, but yeah, these don't spell anything. But it was strange because the deck was like, hey, all right, G, all right, Rob Govax. Is that a D&D character? No. Okay. If anybody doesn't know, spells Rob Kovacs. He is a piano streamer, and I specifically asked for either Panda or Gibson because both Panda and Gibson are actually mods in Rob Kovacs' stream. So there we go. All right, and that is my handling and performance of Play It Straight with a Rob Kovacs kicker. All right, and there we go. Now remember, I only did most of the trick, and then the deck finished it out. So I don't get all the credit. The deck gets some of the credit. I did all the manual labor. Let's see, Panda Volta says, amazing! Checking the gaff meter says, whoa, dangerous! I know. Panda says, I have a suspicion. Nala Tanuki says, what the? And then Gibson lends, he made the G joke. Nala says, lol. Panda says lol. Nala says lol. Alright, thank you for the claps. Chaotic Rage. Nala Tanuki. Panda Volta. Gibson Lens. And Nala says too crazy. Spelled correctly. That was quite good. Thank you kindly, Panda Volta. It warms my heart that you enjoyed that. That might be too long, so if I forget, remind me to highlight this later for the Rob Kovacs community. I was summoned. What? Oh, hi, Rob. You're 30 seconds late. Oh man, Rob, there's going to be a magic trick that you should look for called Play It Straight Triumph, and you need to watch it. So yes, if you literally just came in, did you miss the end of this last trick? I'll have to check the VOD. Yes, you'll have to check the VOD. Do the trick again. No. If I do the trick again, the deck might do something different. Encore. I did. Oh, okay. All right. He did see it. Okay, so even if he didn't see, oh, but I saw a screenshot. Lol. Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, spoiler. There's a trick with your name on it. All right. Yeah, I hadn't done that one in a bit, I think. So I was like, well, like I remember doing it in the early days, even before I was affiliate. I think for Gibson Lens, and that screenshot I still see in the Discord. And I'm like, haha, hey, welcome in Taladar, welcome in Rob Kovacs. So you both came in at the same time. Um, hey, if anybody wants to give a shout out for Taladar, retro gamer, plays a bunch of HIO games. I would love to play games. But instead I'm relegated to watching other people play games. How's everybody doing tonight? Okay. All right. So, anyway, for anybody who's just hopped in or is lurking or wants to see some magic, the trick queue is empty. So feel free to request a trick. You can do exclamation point TL or SL because we've restored the expected use of StreamerSonglist, so it's more accessible. I don't know why I changed it before, but makes perfect sense now in retrospect, right? And then also, if you want to request something but you don't know what to request, you could pull a Taladar and do exclamation point random. I say pull a Taladar because I often see him in other streams and he'll randomly request a song from other musicians. So. Thanks for the shout out. I also accidentally hit start streaming sometimes. Oh yeah. So ever since I switched to using OBS also for my regular recording for YouTube videos, it makes it sometimes it's like, the streaming button is all green. I should click the no. I'm just recording. I'm not ready to go live. Like so yeah. Let's see. I'm 9 out of 10 for hitting a random request. Oh, 9 out of 10? Oh, that means the 1 out of 10 times you actually request something? So, let's see. I am working tomorrow, and I don't know if anybody knows, but I've been excited to work at my job because I'm working on a bunch of fun projects, which is cool. Not a lot of people can say that, but I think starting a couple weeks ago, I started putting in a couple extra hours, I think. And sometimes I'm working at night because I need to, because I ended my day early because of baby childcare. But like other times, it's like, it's quiet. I can now focus on work. But yeah. So it's kind of interesting stuff at the moment. All right, cool. So let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and random something. And I think we've done this recently, but we'll do it again. I didn't do it today, so let's put it that way. Magician's Choice. Whoa! Taladar. You did a random. And you know what? Let me forego my trick for a minute, because you know what that means. A random Magician's Choice. We're going to have to do a boss trick. This is where I would love to have like boss music. Let's see here. So let's shove mine below. Okay, Taladar, since you hit the Magician's Choice and it indicates how many boss tricks there are 2 boss tricks. One of them, would you like to interact for this trick? Because I would like you to, if you could. But if you can't, that's okay. Totally understandable. Let me know. I remember what one of my boss tricks are. I have to let me refer to my spreadsheet to see which one my other one is. Let's do it. Okay, awesome. So the 1 that I definitely know and remember as the boss trick is called the invisible deck. And I don't know if you've seen me perform this on stream, but I know that if Nala Tanuki is still here, this one kind of freaked her out a little bit. But okay, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're going to be performing the invisible deck. So what I'm going to do is Taladar. I'm going to go ahead and this deck, I'm going to go ahead and hand it to you through the internet pipes. Okay, so get ready to receive the deck. And then when you're ready, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and hand it through. Okay. I'm just going to put it in there. I think it takes a couple seconds for the deck to get there anyway. So, all right, cool. You've got the deck. All right, excellent. Now, you may not be able to see it, but tangibly you might be able to feel it, but it is invisible. So go ahead and open up the deck. When you open up the deck, take out all of the cards. And then spread the cards out and take a look at all of the cards. And then focus on one. That card is your selection. And once you have that card mentally locked in your mind, go ahead and take it out of the invisible deck, turn it facing in the opposite direction, and then stick it back into the deck. Once you've done that, close the spread, put the cards back in the box, and then when you are ready, send the box back through the internet pipes. I'm ready. My body is ready to take the deck back. All right, here we go. Let me know when I don't have it yet. Hold on. See if we can get it. Okay. There we go. We've got it. Okay. All right, so this is the deck that traveled to Taladar. He was able to look at the deck invisibly, take out his card selection, put it back in facing in the opposite direction, and then sending it back to me. Now, at this point, the camera will not cut away. The deck will remain here within view. Taladar, go ahead and tell me and chat which card it was that you turned facing in the other direction. Panda says, well done, Taladar. 3 of diamonds. 3 of diamonds. 3 of diamonds. What are the odds that if I were to have a single card turned facing the opposite direction, that it would be the 3 of diamonds? It would be, well, I mean, if you do the math, it's like 2%. but there's no possible way that I would have known that you would have selected the 3 of diamonds, right? There's no way. There's just no way. So look, I'm going to level with you. What if we go ahead and open this deck right now? What if I take out all these cards? What if I spread through these cards and show you that there is a card that is facing the opposite direction? What are the odds that that card, out of all of these face-up cards, is the 3 of diamonds? Taladar says, inconceivable. And that, my friends, is the invisible deck. Panda says, I'm sorry, what? I know, right? Rob Kovac says, insane! Nalas Tanuki says, I'm still spooked. Thank you for the claps, Gibson Lens. Thank you very much. Thank you for the commentary. Thank you for the claps, Panda Volta. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. I just went and changed it, but I had the wrong focus. Hold on. All right. I forgot to tell what everybody was a boss trick. Okay. First of all, boss trick. Next thing, when we encountered the boss, should have done this. Boss. Hey guys, we encountered a boss. All right. And then, now what I can do. I was very happy with that performance. I did not mess up, even though my last time I didn't really mess it up, which is kind of like a minor little nit thing, but as a magician. But we have defeated that boss because I was very happy with that and didn't even have the little nit that I did. So I was like, okay. So thank you very much, everybody who's in chat. We defeated that boss trick together. Thank you. With Taldar leading. And that is also the invisible deck trick, and I only do that once per stream. So let's see. Oh, I guess for my own personal statistics too. Let me just add this really quick and do it. Okay, cool, awesome. Yeah, actually, I'm using my song list to see which tricks I also need to practice because I know I troll other people sometimes when I'm requesting songs that they haven't played in a while, and so it's like, okay, what do I have to practice? So if somebody like that happens to be in my chat, I'm not going to name names, who wants to have revenge on me for staying up to date. Yeah. All right. Whew. Okay. Oh, actually, I also have to. That's not trolling, just auditing. Yeah, actually, I say that it's under the ruse of QA, so it's all quality assurance for the song list to be up to date. Okay, now that I've asked myself, I have to refresh myself on which one was my last boss trick. Oh, okay, cool. All right. There's one trick that I messed up last time. I did do it perfectly after that, but I had to start it from the top. So there's only one more boss trick. But now we can make that one. And then I'm also going to prep for 2-card Monty, but if anybody wants to see anything else, feel free to request. The queue is effectively empty, so. Okay, this is actually semi-similar to hey, anybody who's a mod, if you could tell me when you use a poll, can you reuse it or do you have to type everything in again? Because from what I am looking at the moment, I have to type everything in again. For polls, you retype it. Oh, okay. Very well then. Okay, all right. We'll do another poll after this. Well, during the course of this trick. I'll only make it 1 minute this time. Okay, all right. I've prepped it. That seems like a. All right. I'm not going to complain. It's, you know, the mechanism exists. It's there. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, no reuse. For polls, you retype it. Yeah, oh well. Nala Tanuki, solve a Rubik's Cube. Whoa, Nala, you're going to request the one not a magic trick. Okay, we'll do that after this. If you use the same polls often, a spreadsheet with the question's answers can be helpful. Okay, awesome. Gibson Lens. I've only ever created one poll ever. Wow. Okay, that's because I know, Gibson, you're like a mod in a bunch of other streams, so I don't know. Not sure if you could automate with any bots, but looked into it, but I was thinking of it for streaming. Oh, okay. Taladar, if you actually come across anything, let me know what you find. I'd be curious to know. All right, so this trick is called Two Card Monty. It's also known as Be Honest, What Is It? But nobody knows it by that trick name. Everybody knows it as that trick that David Blaine did in his magic special, Street Magic. So if you were here, I would have you stand and hold your hand like this, and then you would hold the cards like so, but face down. So it would look like this. But without actually having you here, I'm just going to use this box as a little platform so I can pull it off. Okay, so here's the thing. If we have the cards like this, and you don't have to remember they're the sixes, it's just the spade and the club. So if I have the six of clubs, so I have the club, you have a lot of people would say spades, right? Okay. But I'm going to show you how magicians will sometimes swap the cards. If I go ahead and I slide this in like so and line it up perfectly, and while you're holding it, that stiffness would allow me to pull out the other one, I could conceivably swap them without you necessarily feeling it. And so, look, if I have the spade, you have the club. And that's what a lot of people would say. So now, I'm going to go ahead and do it at speed. I'm just going to use my finger to apply some pressure. So I'm going to swap it once. Okay, we're going to swap it twice, and then I'm going to place this here. All right, poll time. So now I'm going to go ahead and start the 1 minute poll. So which suit is on top? Clubs or spades? Or no way, something else? So if you were paying attention, I swapped it once, and then I swapped it back, and then I placed it there. What do you think happened? And just for clarity, this is the one that's on top. This is the one that is on the bottom. Go ahead and put in your guesses. Checking the gaff meter. Checking the gaff meter. You are welcome to guess however you would like. This is up to you. If you are familiar with this trick in the plot, I would imagine that magicians would probably know the answer most of the time. All right, so we've got two people guessing clubs, and then two people guessing no way, something else. All right, so first things first, there was somebody who guessed spades. It is unfortunate to tell you, whoever guessed spades, you are incorrect. The top card is not a spade. Whoever guessed clubs, I'm also sorry to say, you are also incorrect. It is also not clubs. Because now if I show you, whoever guessed no way, something else, the card that's on top is a heart. And then the one that's on the bottom is a diamond. And so therefore, none of these could have been clubs and spades. So, let's see. A one-trick Polly. Yeah, I'm not sure how long I can keep on doing that. However, I was thinking sometimes in the future, so if you guys are in now, this is like the ground floor of polls, I should do the trick and just not do anything mysterious and then have people guess, and just people who've seen the trick before, no, you're totally wrong. So that's my shh, don't tell everybody else. But yeah. Okay, all right. So yeah, checking the gaff meter. Do you vote according to your eyeballs or according to your trickery? Whatevs. But just know, you're here on the ground floor. So in the future, maybe I'll play a trick on. Maybe I'll play a trick on the magicians or the people who've seen the trick before. Who knows? Well, I voted per my eyeballs, and I'm also sure I'm incorrect. Yeah, yeah. If you follow your eyeballs on that particular one, that time would be wrong. Checking the gaff meter says, "What the heck?" or "What the hell?" Depends on what the H stands for there. Nala Tanuki, thank you for the emotes. Thank you for the claps. Panda Volta, Gibson Lens. Let's see. Hey, Crazy Asian, love the shirt tonight. Oh, yeah, yeah. C1NRB, welcome in, first of all. Welcome back. And yeah, so the shirt I have is Be Excellent to Each Other. And if anybody knows, this is from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So yeah, great movie. I haven't seen it for a bit, but it's probably also a good audience for this because I know a lot of people in the chat are musicians. So musicians. Vintage? No, this one I think was reprinted probably somewhere between 2015 and 2020. So no, this is not vintage. Whoops. Okay, so Nala Tanuki has requested I do not a trick. This is the only thing on my trick list that is not a trick. I mean, you might consider it a trick, but it's not actually a sleight of hand magic card trick. It is just me solving a Rubik's Cube on camera. Which, believe it or not, I have not done for maybe 3 weeks now. So hopefully I remember how to do this. I think I do. But okay, here's a solved cube. We're just gonna mess it up. I do have a favorite starting mess up, but now we're into true random messing up. It is tricky. All right, so first things first. Nala Tanuki, have you seen anybody? Do you know anybody that can solve a cube? There's a lot more people that can solve a cube now than could years ago. But okay, let's see. All right, does this look? Maybe I should spin it slower. I should have a redeem. Spin the cube. Spin the spinner. No. Does this look pretty scrambled to most people? Okay. All right. My cousin's son can do it in 20 seconds. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. 20 seconds is like stupid fast. That is actually like they have to have a ton of algorithms in their head to be able to do it in 20 seconds. I think even with my level, if I can do it super fast, doing it like sub-minute is pretty good. I often will take more than a minute, hopefully less than 2 minutes. But even following the instructions, my son learned all the crazy advanced algorithms and has solved the larger sizes 4x4 up to 8x8. Whoa, that is super impressive. How do I know if I have algorithms in my head? Did you take the extra time to study up and learn how to solve a cube faster? Otherwise, no. All right, so I've explained how to solve a cube on stream a couple of times. Today I'm not really feeling it, so if you're okay with it, I'm just gonna go ahead and just solve it. And then if you want, just request it again next time and I'll probably explain it for you. So hopefully that is okay. But yeah, solving the top layer now. Algorithms in your head. Thanks, I've updated my flowchart. The cube is probably not for me then. I mean, I don't know. For anybody who wants to solve a cube, I think it's accessible to basically anybody. So anybody who wants to learn how to solve a cube, you can. You just got to put in a little bit of time and effort. And it's not that much. Like, I basically taught myself how to solve a cube with some instructions in like 3 weeks before I was able to like memorize a ton of stuff. So, and now I don't have to refer to any helper sheets or anything. So that's good. Yeah, I'm not like lightning fast, so this is not going to be as impressive as like some other people's YouTube videos, but you'll see somebody live solve it on stream. And if that's not exciting enough, then blame whoever requested this. No offense, Nala Tanuki. We heart you. I'm sure nobody objects to this. But anyway, after this, the trick queue is empty, so if anybody would like to request something, feel free. See the fish. Gonna algorithm the fish. Okay, everything's coming together pretty well. Okay, hold on. My muscle memory has just failed me. All right, I need to undo this, otherwise I will have to start over. I've messed this up. I'm sorry, chat. Please forgive me. Okay, I'm back to here. Kind of back to the fish. Oh god. Even when I'm concentrating, I can't do this. Let's see. The website has really good example. Yeah, you're no Nala's cousin son. Oh yeah, no, I'm totally not. But you're good. Tried. Okay. All right. Cool. Where were we? I don't know if I'm concentrating right now because clearly this is not. Ah. Okay. I've even fallen back. See. This should not take me this long, but now I'm going to be embarrassed. Actually, solving the Rubik's Cube can be a boss trick for next time. Let me see here. Let's see. Okay, alright. Doing this. Man. I'm so sorry this is taking me so long, everybody. Okay, now I'm kind of back to where I was before. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm in a better state. Okay. I didn't have to do the algorithm that messed me up the first time. Alright, we got there. We made it! Let's see. But good try. You got this. Never learned the algorithm, so this would be an ultimate boss trick to me. My best time back in the day, I had an original Rubik's Cube with sub 4 minutes. That was before algorithms were created. We had to memorize up to 15 steps for individual squares. Yeah. Oh man. So first of all, my major. Oh, thank you for the claps, everybody. Now let's Tanuki, Panda Volta, Gibson Lens, and the woo Rob Kovacs. I think he's channeling like Ryan Slatko there. Oh, Rob, thank you for the bits. I mean, 7. My apologies. I had to actually say that. That's yeah. I had a Rubik's Cube guide when I was young. It was definitely an unoptimized solution. Ah, yes, Gibson Lens attempting. So yes, yeah. Full disclosure, I hate original Rubik's Cubes now because. So this is not an original one. This is just the one that I have down in my basement that I use. But the original Rubik's Cubes have sharper corners on the edges, so it's actually you have to line it up better to start turning. So like in this case, if I just have this top slightly off, I can start the turn and it'll probably hop back into place because of the curved corners. It doesn't affect me so much because I'm not really a speed cuber, but it makes a big difference if I'm just trying to just do like some moves quick. But the because of the sharp corners on a regular Rubik's Cube, you have to line it up basically perfectly before you can start the next turn, which is, yeah. Um, so, but yes, thank you for the bits. Greatly appreciated, Rob. Speed cubing documentary with Max Park is really good. Oh, okay, all right, yeah. I've seen a bunch of videos. I haven't seen a formal documentary about cubing or speed cubing, so that would be in my interest wheelhouse because I was into cubes like 2 hobbies prior to Magic. The one before Magic was lock picking. I don't know about the legality of doing lock picking on a stream, so I'm just kind of going to avoid that. But if anybody wants to see something, poke me in somebody's Discord because I have like an unlisted YouTube video. If anybody wants to check it out, I pick like 6 of my easier locks in like less than 2 minutes or something. Let's see here. Wow, that wouldn't have shaved like 5 seconds off my time. It's on Netflix, I think. All right, cool, awesome. I have Netflix. Speaking of Netflix, I have a super huge problem with Netflix, but I have this deal with some other family members in which we share subscription services. So because we had Netflix first, we are stuck having Netflix. So I was like, Yeah, lockpicking lawyer on YouTube. Actually, yeah, I learned how to lockpick from two YouTubers, Bosnian Bill and the lockpicking lawyer. So if anybody wants to watch any lockpicking videos, I totally recommend the lockpicking lawyer. His are accessible to anyone. He has a great sense of humor, and the videos are really short. Bosnian Bill is more specialized, but he has better tutorials. So if anybody wants to learn, Bosnian Bill is the better channel to watch for. Um, Pick a lock, any lock. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Let's see. My dad is a certified locksmith as a weird hobby. It's interesting to watch. Lol. Yeah, yeah. Once you learn the mechanics, it's super interesting. And anybody who can pick locks pretty easily is they got skills. All right, let's see what else are we adding into the Picasso Aces. All right. Okay, I'm going to wait. How long have I been streaming? 1 hour 55 minutes. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Last call. If anybody wants to see any magic tricks, feel free to put them in the queue. Otherwise, I'm going to do Picasso Aces as the finale. So, time is a construct. Yes. So, long story short, I actually have to clean up my kitchen right now. So, I did a bunch of cooking today. I think most of you were still here earlier, but I did a bunch of cooking today, and I have to have some time after I'm done streaming to go clean up the kitchen and then get ready for bed to go. Although those of you who have seen me on Twitch, you guys know I am kind of up late, but I actually have a couple of other things I want to do as well. How close? Oh, so Taladar asks, how close is Skyrim in simulating lockpicks? So lockpicking, a lot of people misconceive as you being able to do one tool. That being said, so I've not actually played Skyrim. I wish I had the time because I've heard it's good and people have told me I would like it. But Skyrim simulates that particular aspect of lockpicking. Okay, like that's actually what you would do with one of the tools, but it doesn't really give like um, the full, I guess, experience on what it means to pick the locks, as in like move the pins up and down, kind of thing. That is important, but is actually not as important as the tension tool that you're using to try and turn the lock. So, um, yeah. So anyway, if anybody's interested, poke me in somebody's Discord. Maybe we can get together, and I'm willing to show people on Discord, but I don't want to do it on Twitch. So, wait, I think here we are. Let's see. C1NRB. I have a safe at the office. I need cracked, but not destroyed. 5-digit electronic code that times out for 30 minutes after 3 incorrect attempts. Suggestions. Oh, it's a digital code? That's tough. So in classic, so first of all, lock pickers and safe crackers, two completely different skill sets. You might, I mean, once you get into the hobby, you kind of start to understand a little bit about the other. But like, if you're honing like lockpicking skills, you can't use them for crack safing. And if you're doing crack safing, you can't really use those skills for lockpicking. So, um, but like old school safes, people who would have extremely sensitive fingers would be way better at safe cracking than before. The problem that you have here is that it's a digital code electronic. So is there a dial and does it provide feedback, or is it just like buttons and stuff? Um, let's see. That being said, buttons. Okay, yeah. So that being said, it is probably easier to, if you could find a way. So if you've ever watched any lockpicking lawyer videos, a large majority of the things that is easier to do than cracking into a safe is to bypass it. So if you can find something that you can do, oftentimes, if the safe is not made out of metal or not thick metal, there might be places in which you can place like a very strong magnet on the outside to help guide something to basically make it unlatch from the outside, and things like that. So I don't know exactly, but if you could figure out the exact make and model, I say that like it's a car. If you can find out the exact like model of safe it is and what version it is, and then just do a search online for specific vulnerabilities for that safe. That's probably going to get you further than like anything else being generic. So just find out the exact things, and then the next thing you can do is see how the buttons are constructed. If they are something that had like numbers painted on it, if you could just narrow down the set of numbers, so it's 5 digits, right? So if you could see like 5 of those numbers that are slightly more faded than the rest, then you might be able to solve it as like a permutation of a 5-digit number. So yeah, well, welcome to the I talk about lock picking and safe cracking stream. That's okay. So it looks like nobody added anything for last call. So let me set up for this trick. Let's see. I contacted the manufacturer but haven't heard back. The guy knew the code, retired, and can't be reached. Oh yeah, so that's going to be a problem. But well, I'm going to let you know. Manufacturer probably is not really going to be able to help you that much, in all honesty, because typically they don't want to give away any quote-unquote vulnerabilities for their safes. Number one. Number two, they can't give you the code because they're not going to know the number. So that's probably not going to be helpful either. So just know that anything that you do is probably going to be getting in from the manufacturer's standpoint unauthorized. So okay, all right, and I guess we're going to go ahead and that's a tough one, C1. Yeah, that is a tough one. And since you don't want to destroy it, you can't use C4. So that's out. Yeah. A 19-digit would be harder than just to guess the 5-digit. So I would say if you could just narrow down the set of 5-digit numbers, that'd be good. So okay. All right. This is. Wait. Let me make sure I am set up properly. Okay. Yep. Okay. I did not even have to refer to my spreadsheet. This was a boss trick in the past. So, okay, here we go. This is Picasso Aces, and also will be our closer today. I was about to say finisher. I'm like, what is this? A Mortal Kombat game? Mortal Kombat! All right. Okay. Oh yeah, keep on trying, report back. All right, good luck with that C1NRB. Okay, so what we have here is a deck of blue-backed cards. You'll see why I did this in a second. And we have the aces, but these aces didn't come from this deck. These aces came from a different deck because, as you can see, they are red-backed. So we've got the ace of hearts, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, ace of spades. And what we're going to do with these aces is we are going to try and collect them all in the same place. So what we're going to do is go ahead and space out the aces like so. And the ace of spades is oftentimes used as the leader ace, so all the aces will collect there. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and place three other cards onto each one of these piles. And before I forget, thank you everybody for being here, for joining in, for requesting tricks, for hanging out. Because as I say before, if there's nobody here, I'm just fiddling with cards. I know how the tricks are done, but the magic happens in your mind. Okay, so let's straighten this out. Okay, now first, so you can see we've got our ace there, but all it takes is just 1 second of me pulling it out, dropping it here. I'll snap for effect, but the ace is now gone because these are all blue-backed cards, and none of these are actually an ace. And if I show you in this pile, before there was only one red ace, right? But now I can show you there's actually 2 red aces and 2 blue-backed cards. I know, if you missed it, that's okay. We got 2 more piles. We're going to do it again. So look, what we've got here is our red ace. But look, once again, I'm just going to pull it out, drop it here, snap for effect. But look, all blue back cards, none of which are aces. And now if I show you this pile, look, there's now 3 red aces and some other card. I know, super weird, right? Like I can just spread them out. You can just, you know. Okay, now look, some people are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You doing something fishy there? And to that I would just reply, well, no. No, officer, I'm not doing anything fishy there. Because look, in this last pile, we have the red-backed ace, and it's there. Okay, but look, if I go ahead and I place it in this pile, you can still see that it's still there, right? Okay, but look, all I have to do is grab it, and I place it there. We'll snap for effect. But now if I show you, look, all of these cards are blue-backed. And if I show you the faces of these cards, none of them are the ace. I know. And now, if we count through this pile, I can show you they are all red-backed cards, and all of them are the 4 aces. And that, my friends, is Picasso aces. Why is it called Picasso aces? I don't know. That's a great question. I think the justification that I've made in my head is that you're mixing the colors together like a painter. And that is my random answer on why I think it's called Picasso aces. But let's see. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. All right, thank you for the emotes and claps, everybody. Panda Volta, Nala Tanuki, Gibson Lens, Rob Kovacs. Thank you for the claps, everybody. Greatly appreciated. And Diamond Club, thanks for hanging out and being here as well. Incredible, incredible. Diamond Club says C1 NRB, probably because Rembrandt Aces was already taken. Oh! I wonder if it counts as a dad joke if C1 NRB says it. Great stream, Crazy Agent. Oh, thank you kindly, Nala Tanuki. Thank you kindly. Greatly appreciate it. All right, I'm going to take a quick look to see who we're going to raid. The fact that my schedule for me streaming is limited to Sunday nights usually makes it kind of limited choices for raiding. You know, okay, so I see somebody that I haven't raided before that I've got that I think I want to raid, so let me just make sure that they have not been going for too long. And I've never raided, let me see. Oh, nope, just hosted. Or maybe my Twitch didn't update. I was going to raid Izzy Paradox, but Izzy Paradox is hosting someone else now. Okay. All right, well, let's next target. I've never raided Christy Cates. So, and Rare Sunday stream. All right, let's see what's going on over there. And then I think we'll raid Christy Cates if nobody else has any suggestions. Anyway, so first of all, thank you everybody for hanging out. As I said, I totally appreciate people just being here, hanging out. I enjoy doing this because I like to keep my magic skills up to date, and like the fact that there's random stuff coming in and people's requests and things, and also the fun hanging out with chat because I get kind of like that quick feedback. It's not quite, in real life, but considering I can just plop down and just do this anytime, this is great. Also, it's heartwarming for me to see so many friends in the chat, so thank you for being here, friends. Totally appreciate it. So, yeah. And thank you for the resub, Panda Volta, and thank you for the bits, Rob. Greatly appreciate it. Okay. Looks like Christy Cates is there, and I don't think she's leaving soon. So, let's go ahead and raid her. I do have a raid call. Feel free to grab it. Then I know a lot of people are also friends of Christy Cates here, so I didn't want to like isolate, ostracize anybody by raiding into anything like weird. So, all right, let me Christy Cates. Spell that right? I think I spelled it right. See, the fear that you have when sometimes it's like, aha, I think I spelled it right, but then it happens to be somebody else that has almost the exact same name, but it has the typo version. So, all right. Anyway, you guys have a glorious day. Thanks for watching. Oh, wait, before I leave. That's right. Hold on. Everybody, thanks to my incredible mod, Gibson Lens. Gibson plays piano. I request things from Gibson Lens. Anyway, he's also a great mod. So I didn't want to forget this time because I forgot it one other time, and I was like, ugh. Okay. So anyway, don't forget, follow Gibson Lens. And I'll often be in his streams as well. So anyway, all right. Now, everybody have a glorious evening. Good seeing you guys. See ya.
Takes me back to the places we used to go. And I've been trying, but I just can't find it. When I hear it, I just can't stop smiling. I remember it